Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video here at DFD Mastery. I am just super excited for this interview today. I've got Brendan Harvey with me. Thanks for jumping in, my man. How are you?
Good, Zach. Thanks for the introduction, man. I'm doing all right.
Yeah, this guy is a man after my own heart. Some of you may not know this because I'm kind of a redneck at heart. And Brendan, if you see the background there, Brendan's at his home and just sitting on his porch swing. He's got his couple acres there. He said he had to come home from work to sell some pigs and jumped on a support call today with me as well, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I think it's awesome, man. So I'm sure I'll be hanging out with Brendan here in the near future. Actually, after I was waiting for you to jump on the support this call, after our support call, I was scrolling through your Facebook. I saw your largemouth bass you caught.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
you got a pond right by your house or something?
No, there's a bunch of lakes over here in my county that we fish, and we go saltwater fishing too.
Oh man, what a dream. Do you ever fish for sharks off the beach?
I have never done any beach fishing, but I have caught some sharks in a boat.
Yeah. Well, I need to get my glory picture holding a big old shark, man.
Well, come on, let's go.
All right. Well, I'll do it. I actually went into last year in May. I flew down to south of you. Oh, I can't remember, but I was on the Gulf side there of Florida and fished for sharks with my family. So we had like our shark bait pulls out, and then we were swimming.
Yeah, usually how it works. If you
Right,
in about a month, you can come get some scallops. Scallop season starts up here in about a month.
oh man, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm headed to Alaska next week, and I'm going to be fishing for king salmon and halibut, cod, and rockfish. So I'm going to be bringing home a bunch of just beautiful fillets of fish, and man,
I'm
I love it.
jealous. I'm jealous.
Love that seafood. Well, my friend, you're well on your way to have all the adventures that you could ever want and all the cool places that you could ever want. Um, so let's dive into that. But I think people might want to get a gander there at your property. It's beautiful. What's that type of tree right there behind you? It's got
That
like
tree is that's just an oak tree there.
that's
And then
oak.
yeah,
What is
there's
that? Is that moss that grows on it? I know down in the south
yeah,
they have all those trees. That's moss.
that's Spanish moss right there.
Spanish
Yep.
moss, dude. That's so beautiful.
And
I
then
love it.
if you look here, it's my front yard. There's another scrub oak tree there,
Mm,
a magnolia tree over there,
mm,
and
mm,
then whatever tree, every tree in Florida is across the street there.
mm. Right. Well, that's cool stuff, man. I love it. I just was able to get an acre under contract for myself, so I can't wait to have my own little piece of property, my own little porch swing, and that's awesome stuff. So you were just
Yeah,
telling me
man.
you're sitting on your porch swing and you enjoy that, having a cup of coffee with your wife in the morning, do some reading.
Yeah, we try to. We definitely try to get our day started.
Sounds peaceful. I know the listeners, some of them will be like, oh, that looks like paradise. And others will be like, man, these guys are hillbillies. What's going on here?
Hey, it's okay with me. I love it out here.
Right? Yeah. No, I get
I can pee off my back porch or my front
it. That's hilarious. Well, I just want everyone to know listening to this, it doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what your hobbies are. You guys can be successful in real estate investing. It is not a complicated process. So you're still working full time, right? Or are you full time real estate?
full time real estate. I
Full
quit
time real
my
estate.
I worked in industrial construction for almost 10 years. I had success. I ended up going into industrial solar, started working, building industrial solar fields, and
Mhm.
pretty much had my dream job. So I thought that's what I wanted to work my way up. I was making six figures, and it really wasn't what I wanted. It was somebody else's dream job. So
Yeah.
I always loved real estate, and I just started chasing real estate, reading books, listening to podcasts. You know how just about everyone else gets started.
Right.
And, took
So
a
so
dive.
why? So you were making great money, six figures. You're enjoying, I assume, somewhat what you were doing. Like why real estate? Why give up six figures? Why go chase a dream?
Well, um, probably number one was freedom of time. My daughter, I had to travel a lot. I did. I was always having to travel. I was away from home a lot. My daughter was getting into sports and stuff, and I wanted to make sure I was there. Um, I had a son as well, a newborn son at the time, and he's about to be 2 now, actually this month, and I have another kid on the way. But I mean, the main reason was freedom of time, and I had always told myself that I wanted to get into real estate. Uh, I guess like back when I was in high school, I pictured it as like HGTV, flipping houses and stuff. So I
Yeah.
tried to do niches. I tried to figure out rental properties, fix and flips, like what avenue can I take with little capital. And then I stumbled across wholesaling.
Hmm.
I read a couple books on it, stumbled across Wholesaling Inc. And then I was like, this is my ticket right here. This is it. This is how I can get into real estate.
Love it. Love it. Well, very similar story, man, to me. So you got into it. I know you've done couple handfuls of deals. How many deals have you done now to this point?
Well, I closed on my 9th deal in 2 weeks.
Wow, that's incredible. So how long ago did you start doing this?
Um, I started doing it part-time on the side in February of last year. That was while I still had my full-time job.
Yep.
I started with direct mail. Lousy attempt, failed miserably, blew my budget. I burnt through probably like $6,000 easily, and fell on my face, which I've done many times and continue to do, but it's failing forward.
That's why you're being successful, right? You're willing to make those small failures to get those big wins.
That's right. That's right. So once I failed at direct mail, I didn't get a deal. I kind of stepped back for, I would say, about 2 months, and just kept working. But every day I was like, man, what am I doing? I need to get back into it. I need to chase my dream and have that freedom of time. So I was like, how can I get back into it without spending any money? I already have lists.
Mm-hmm.
You still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I already have, lists and stuff. So just by listening to the podcast and stuff, I was like, I'm gonna cold call. So I started cold calling. I did that. I would do that every day after work. I would cold call for at least 1 hour. As soon as I would leave work, I would cold call for at least 1 hour, but sometimes up to 3 hours after work. And that's how I got my first deal.
That's awesome. So you're cold calling. What list were you cold calling when you first started?
That was a non-owner equity, so just an absentee owner list with at least 30% equity.
Okay. So it's like a higher equity, middle to lower to higher equity, and absentee owner. You cold called it. How much did you make on that first deal?
14,000.
14 grand. So I assume between all your coaching, all that you'd spent on marketing, you probably didn't make much, right? Because you'd spent so much to learn it.
That's right. I probably didn't, but I would have spent it, elsewhere. So.
But you got the education and proof of concept, right? I mean, it could be duplicated, right? I mean, it changes everything in your head. Once you do that first deal, it's like, man, I got this. So you've done 9 total deals now. I know you've done a handful of those from driving from dollars at this point, right?
Yep.
So tell me, what's your most profitable list, if you don't mind sharing that?
So I've made the most money through Facebook ads, but I've also spent the most money through Facebook ads. So net profit was definitely my driving per dollar deals.
Right. So do you mind sharing? Do you have those numbers? Do you know roughly how many properties you've added? I know that you're just getting going again, where you're going to ramp that up, but let's get an idea roughly of the kind of profits that are in there in driving for dollars. So how many addresses do you think you've added to your list?
So, until just a few weeks ago, I hadn't been driving for dollars for, I would say, a few months. So I did that really in the beginning stages, driving for dollars every day. I probably added around 2 or 3 thousand. That's
Okay.
probably where I was at over about a 4-month period.
Okay. And so for the listeners that don't know this, 2 or 3,000 addresses is probably about 30 to 40 hours of work. So in my business, I have one driver that adds 2,000 properties every single week. So it's not a ton of time. So some people hear that amount of addresses added to their list and they think, oh my gosh, but if you follow the right systems, it's not that much in the grand scheme of things. So
Right.
a list of 2, 3,000. So where are you at with that? How many deals have you pulled off that little list?
So that list, I did 3 deals from that list.
Wow. 3 deals, guys. So roughly a deal off of 1,000 addresses found. How much did you make off those 3?
So total, so I don't have to do math. I'm just going to tell you what each one was.
Okay, I love it.
The smallest one was 4,000.
Okay.
I did one for 9,000, and then I did one for 25,000.
So 9 and 20. So 9 and 4 is 13. So $38,000
Right.
off of those. And I can't imagine you spent more than $1,000 on marketing.
No. I mean, that's why.
Or 500.
I did not spend much at all. Really, it was the cost of the Mojo Dialer monthly and call rail and stuff like that. So for the driving for dollars deals, it was minimal cost of marketing.
Man, well, I hope you bought a bass boat with that to take me out.
I got a saltwater flats boat, man, ready for you to hop on.
All right, bro. Heck yeah. So you're absolutely crushing. I mean, what is your wife? I mean, you've got 2 small kids, right?
Yep, I have a 5-year-old daughter, a soon to be 2-year-old here in about a week, and then my wife is about to pop another one out here in a month and a half.
Oh man, congrats. 3 kiddos. So I assume, 2 kids, we have 2 kids, and it keeps my wife so overwhelmed busy that she helps a tiny bit in the office. But does your wife stay with the kids? You guys have a nanny? Does she get to work outside the home? What does she do?
She just mainly, stays with the kids. She does some, like she'll fix up old furniture and stuff and sell it here and there.
Cool.
But she helps a lot with our animals, like with the pigs, and we also we have 3 goats. We breed them and sell them as well, along with the pigs. She helps with a lot of that, but yeah, she stays at home, and
Love it.
she'll probably hop in the business here in the future, but maybe in a year or so when the kids get a little bit older.
Love it, dude. That's sweet. So, what does it mean to her? I love the situation you have, real similar to mine, right? My wife kind of helps here and there with the projects we have, but she gets to be with the kids. I mean, that's a huge blessing, right? To be able to provide enough money to do that. A lot of families don't have that privilege, right? Even if they want to be home, spend the time with their children, a lot of times moms are having to leave their kids with someone else and family and things like that. What does that mean to her?
Well, I mean, luckily she's got to stay home with the kids. Since we've had kids, she's been able to stay home with them. But with me having this business, I was normally gone, 4 or 5 days out of the week working. So now, literally, we got married in November, and the week after we got married, I quit and went full time into real estate. So she gets to have me home every night, and just for our family to be able to be together every day. I mean, it's priceless to her,
Love it. Yeah. Family's everything, man. And one of the reasons I became a coach is be able to allow other people to have the blessing I have. And I see the ultimate blessing that I have in my life is I'm no longer chasing a paycheck just to pay the bills, right? Like work's become more of a, like, how do I want to contribute to this world? Like, how do I want to how to make a bigger impact. What do I want to do with my time? How's my time best, serving other people?
Nice.
And it's allowed me to work on myself and work on my own insecurities and work on issues that I have and spend time with my children. And like, I feel like my life is filled with so much more purpose than it ever was before. Right. And
Yeah, you,
it's
you
just,
have you have that opportunity to better yourself every day,
yep,
instead of just going through the motions.
yep, 100%. So that's super cool that you're starting to see that in your life as well. I feel like that's my mission, right? And every success story, I feel like it's another accomplishment on the part of my mission, right? That someone else has been blessed because of my efforts, but in a very, very small way, I feel like I've made that difference. I have so much respect for people like yourself that are willing to 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 just get some instruction, right? All I did is I was like, hey, like, this stuff works. Here's some instruction. You implement, you make those mistakes, you take those risks of spending on marketing to never, maybe never see that money ever again, right? You invest into self-help, you invest into coaching, you're reading, you're working hard, right? You're going out and doing deals, and you're still raising pigs and goats and spending
Yeah.
time fixing up furniture. Like, I love it, dude. Like you are the type of people that I want to associate with, and I want to bless their lives. And so my hat's off to you. And
Thank you.
anyone that's listening to this, I hope that you learn from this. I hope that you see that, Brendan's the salt of the earth kind of guy, right? And it wasn't an easy ride for you, right? You
Right.
might have kind of brushed it off, but was it painful buying coaching and spending money on marketing when you had never done a deal?
Yeah. Oh man, it's like, you know, everyone says it. It's like you don't really know if it's real or not, until you get that deal. You're just like, am I really, every day it's like a mental battle. Should I be doing this? Am I making the wrong decision? It's like, for the people that are listening, you're not making the wrong decision. That's the right decision. Just keep being consistent, and it will happen.
Love it. Well, if anyone wants to reach out to you and connect with you, are you okay with that?
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty active on Facebook. You can find me on there, Brendan Harvey. I'm not sure what my actual username is, but or you can
I'm pretty
email
sure it's
me at,
Brendan Harvey.
is it okay? Or you
Yeah.
can email me at brendanbuyshouses@aol.com.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. Man, well, thank you so much for jumping in. Anyone that's listening to this, thanks for joining us. And if you want to find more off-market discounted properties to be more successful in your existing real estate business, or if you're just getting started and you have no idea what you're doing, regardless of your experience level, I can help you find more discounted properties. I know it can be really frustrating to spend more than you're making, and that's why we share our Driving for Dollars marketing system that's made us an absolute fortune. This month's actually going to be our record. We're going to bring in, we have pending close exactly $200,000 in income with crazy profit margins. Yeah, it's just crazy stuff. So
That's
if you're
awesome.
looking to find more off-market deals to change your financial life, there's a free webinar. You can learn more where I go into depth on what we're doing and how we're doing it. It's dfdmastery.com. It'll be in the show notes as well. But again, Brendan, thanks again. Thanks for sharing your story. Thanks for being willing to share that and inspire others to believe in themselves and take action, my friend.
No problem, Zach. Thank you for all the help, man. You're a great mentor.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that, my friend. We'll talk soon.